Hi, my name is Stephen Krespel, and I wrote a What We Do in the Shadows spec called Re-Lent-Less. And I am absolutely thrilled that it's a Scriptapalooza finalist this year. The logline is, when Nandor can't remember how he got his nickname, he's sent into an existential crisis which lands him on a hockey team where he makes a disgusting discovery on the ice. I was inspired to write this because I'm from Hockey Town, USA, San Jose, California. Okay, San Jose is not Hockey Town, USA, but for whatever reason, my parents enrolled me in a hockey program when I was a kid in San Jose, and that began my lifelong love affair with ice hockey. So I combine a couple of things that I love in this story. I love ice hockey, and I love What We Do in the Shadows. It is my favorite show, and it was such a blast to write in the characters' voices. It took me about 3 to 4 months to write it. I was taking an Upright Citizens Brigade class with Sean Conroy. He's a fantastic teacher, but he was taking us step by step by step through the process of how he would write a spec. And halfway through, I threw out my original idea, and that's when I started writing about Nandor on the hockey team. Typically, I write comedy pilots and action features. So a couple of my comedy pilots, I wrote Ice Rink the Musical, which is fairly self-explanatory, and I wrote something called The Substitutes. And my latest action feature is called Snakes on a 10-Car Train, which is also self-explanatory. I typically like to write about underdogs who are up against insurmountable odds as they stumble their way towards self-discovery and self-empowerment. So my real technique, though, the reason why I'm able to write so much is because I do something called putting my butt in the seat. It's really as simple as that. I just put my butt in the seat. I have blocks of time every day, and whether I'm inspired or not, I sit down and I get to writing. Now, luckily, most of the time I'm inspired, but the real trick is by putting my butt in the seat. A lot of times I'm not inspired and I start to write, and then I'm like, oh, that's the thing that excites me about this story. And then I begin to write. So the inspiration comes to me. So if I had any advice for anybody, number one, put your butt in the seat, start writing. But also, if you have self-doubt, you're like, I'm not good enough to write this, or there's a similar story out there, you know what? Forget about all that. Just write your story, because nobody can write in your voice. Just do it. Scriptapalooza, I came to this contest because there aren't that many spec writing contests, but also because Scriptapalooza supports the writers that do well in the contest. And I'm just so thrilled. And thank you for having me. Thank you.